Thanks for loading up this short video on the importance of confirmation across technical analysis signals, and we'll be using the ONDO chart as of the 15th of September to illustrate the points. Hope you enjoy it. So here's the ONDO chart in candle format. I presume that you understand candles since it first listed in early 2022. When you're looking at that, it doesn't really say much to you because it's quite difficult to interpret anything from that, but there is a lot to be seen. The very first thing is to notice that I've got this on the 4-hour time frame, and for that type of time frame, which is a little bit longer than perhaps traders use, which are probably in the minutes, I tend to use what I call is the line chart. The line chart shows you the closing prices per hour, per time period, in this instance per 4-hour period, and immediately the thing takes a little bit more visibility, and you can see a variety of oscillations and undulations, and now we can begin to see some patterns emerge. You can see here that I've turned off all my various indicators, and if I turn them back on again, here they are, and this is some of them. And what I put here is, and I'm not going to get into too much details, but these are called Elliott Waves. And Elliott Waves go in cycles, and the various cycles have various numberings. When there's a particular contraction, effectively like a coiled spring, it's called a triangle, and the triangles can take various formats. In this instance, it's A, B, C, D, E. And then thereafter there's an impulse, and the impulse come in various degrees. When you have a large impulse, that's probably typically called a primary impulse, and you can see that as a 1 with a circle all the way around, and that subdivides itself a little bit like fractals into subwaves, and those subwaves here are called intermediary waves. They're the ones with brackets. We have another primary wave down to here, and then what I think is going on at the moment is that we've entered a phase which will be much longer than this current impulse to 1, where we have an initial impulse, we've got a correction of that impulse, statistically with something that is probably going to do well, predominantly because ONDO is generating cash and it's about to increase its client base in the United States, and for the clients it does have, it'll move out of trial, and as those clients move out of trial, there's no cost of sale, and that will all go to the bottom line. So I'm expecting that to be a bullish move. So whilst there's no news, traders take profit, and typically that goes in a wave ABC in terms of a correction. Down to 2, this is an intermediary wave, and then we'll have another intermediary impulse up to 3. The ratio of the up and the down movement gives you a statistical probability at around 57. Likely as not, that move will start after we have the AGM, which is scheduled for the 25th of September approximately, the news will probably be pumped a little bit in advance, it'll be sold, and there'll be a sort of a 5-way structure that goes up to 3. That's what I'm expecting. So that's on the Elliott Waves side, and that gives you one level of information on technical analysis. At a higher level, I'm not going to try to explain all of this for you, but the important thing to note is that these indicators down here are all at their low points. When indicators are at their low points, it basically means that they're going to turn up. As you can see here, low points turn up, low points turn up, low points always turn up. What's more interesting is this little graph here. This is a thing called accumulation and distribution. And the interesting thing is, if we expand that, I can do that like this, is that you can see since August, the green basically means that people are actually in the background buying this stock. So albeit that we've had a flat period, which has had a small decrease from 38p to the current 27p, in fact what's going on in the background is that people are buying, not in huge amounts, but they are buying. So green means an accumulation, and also the angle, if I draw the angle for you, the angle of the trend is upwards. Again, that's a positive sign. So here we have positive accumulation both at a sort of absolute level and in terms of the ratio of buys to sells. If I reduce that and then we combine that with our signals down here which are about to turn, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 plus the Elliott wave counts 5, which are telling us that likely as not this is going to turn in the medium, the near to medium term, precisely because ONDO is a cash generative machine. They've got a very unique product, and that is likely to turn into a significant impulse in due course. It's cash generative, people like cash, they're fully funded, and also the other thing is that on social media there's very little negative spin on social media with very little commentary, which is always a positive sign because it means that traders aren't yet trading this as yet. So all in all, I'm pretty bullish on ONDO. Hope that's useful, and I'll see you on the next video. So in terms of the key takeaway from this, other than what's happening with ONDO, the key takeaway is make sure that all of your technical analysis signals confirm with each other. That gives you a strong indication that a trend is about to reverse in one direction or the other. If they don't confirm with each other and one signal goes one way and another signal goes in a different direction, that's called divergence. And in a subsequent video we'll chat about divergence and the importance of that and how that can give you trading signals as well. Lots more to find out at ltag.uk. In terms of technical analysis, there's a very good video on pro tips for trading. Have a look at that if you've got the time, and I look forward to chatting to you soon. Many thanks.